Good morning, if anyone's here. Just getting my other machine set up so I can look at chat. Bear with me 1 second. All right. Let's see. Good morning, chat. I'm using a couple different computers here, so it's one to stream and one to chat. But looks like it's just me and my lonesome self this morning, which is not surprising. 8 o'clock in the morning. So this is a quick update for those of you who are Northview students and those of you who are Seymour students. I'm going to move these streams to 11 a.m. Monday and Tuesday of each week for an hour. Like I said, we'll go 1 hour from 11 to 12. So that was suggested yesterday by some students. So I'm going to stay in the chat. I'm going to mute my mic for a second, but I'm not going anywhere. I'll be right here. See if I can get this to show up here. There we go. Hopefully that looks good. I see some of you guys popping in the stream. I have my webcam kind of disabled just for a second. I'm messing around with some settings, but I can clearly see you popping in. And there's a chat box to the right. If you've never been in one of these streams before, you can ask me questions, or you can type questions in the chat box to the right. So hold on one second. You can't hear me. You can't hear me. Okay. So Katie, so to answer your question about your paper, yes. I mean, I don't want to turn this into like a rough draft for every paragraph that you submit to me. But if you think you have the paper pretty much, finished and you want to get a little feedback on it before it's due the 29th, right? And so if you wanted to do that, I would be happy to give it a pass. But the pass I'm going to give it is not going to be the depth I'm going to look at it when it's due. But I would be happy to do that if you want to send it to me. Tiffany, what do we even do with our papers right now? You're going to continue and finish it. That's what you're going to do. We are not going to be able to meet as groups like we were doing when we could meet the live class. But I think what I'm going to do next week, you guys probably missed it because I'm not sure if you're both here when I started streaming at 8 o'clock. We got 6 people on here watching right now, right? And I suspect it's just because it's too early of a stream. That's why people are not coming. And I understand that. When I first set the stream up, I did that because Northview had told me, both Seymour, Northview, and Sevier County, when the college called classes, when Walter State called classes off and said we're moving online, the high schools were like, well, what if you streamed, if you're going to do that, what if you streamed the exact time they were in class? That way, when they're sitting in the classroom, they assumed you guys were going to be in the classroom. They could just interact with you that way. And I said, okay, sure, I'll do it at the same time, 8 o'clock in the morning. Going forward next week, we're going to do the streams from 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. And I'll announce that in eLearn here, where I've been announcing things to you guys before. What you should be working on your paper right now. Remember, we kind of went through the analysis section together last week. Where we kind of left off is in the results section. So you really just have 2 sections left, the results and the conclusion section. Are there specific questions I can answer from you guys this morning about the results section from your papers? And there's a bit of a lag. Whenever I ask a question, it's going to be a while before I see you type. Or if you type, conversely, it's going to be a few seconds before you see me respond. So Tiffany and Katie are in here. I'm curious, sorry. Who are the other students in here? Because there are 6 people in the chat room, but no one's talking to me except for Katie and Tiffany. Is Tiffany Lehman or Tiffany Hensley? Just curious. Katie, you want to add in those sections, let me pull up that template real quick so that we have a frame of reference here. I'm going to go to course information and content. Hey, Paige, good to see you. It's okay you don't have questions. I just like to know if people are with me, so thanks for letting me know. Oh, hey, Lane, you're back. Lane is back. Where are we submitted? Okay, cool. I'll tackle that too. So let's start with, I'm going to answer Katie's question first, and then I'll work my way down the questions. So let's go over here to materials for article review paper. And we're going to go to the template. I'm going to download it so I can open it in Word. Just looks a little cleaner. All right, so I'm going to scroll down. So Katie, to your question, when you say opinion, I think what you mean is argument, and that you are constructing this on your own. So we spent time in class talking about, make this a little larger. We spent time in class talking about this section. We talked about the specific analysis techniques. I broke you guys into groups. We worked through that. Like, I think everyone is good on the analysis techniques. And we even started building some arguments of adequacy. And I think that's what you mean by opinions. Again, I don't care for the word opinions. I like the word arguments, because opinions mean sometimes they're not based on anything. People can just have opinions about anything. The coronavirus, for example, a lot of people have opinions that are wrong. Arguments are usually based on some type of evidence or fact. And so under the analysis adequacy section, you're going to build arguments why the structured equation model or the chi-square or the adjusted means. What am I thinking? I can't think. AR is adjusted ratios. Sorry, ratios. The odds ratios. I'll get my brain straight. The odds ratios, the ANOVA, all these things we talked about in class, we identified. You're going to say whether or not that was a good choice based on the research goals, the goals of the study, how it was collected. Again, you're kind of framing your argument based on facts. And that, to me, that's not really an opinion. Would we be able to email you if we're having difficulty? Yes, you can, Tiffany. Email me if you're having difficulty with the paper. Or you can come in here every week whenever I live stream. You can ask me questions. You can do either one. Just make sure they're good questions and you've thought about them a bit before you send them. Like, let me give you an example. Students often in my online classes, so I have experience with this, will send me a question. I'm really struggling with the paper. I can't answer that question. I'm really struggling with this section. What about it are you struggling with? What specific areas are you having difficulty with? So if you're going to send me a question, just make sure it's specific. So I'm going to come back up. Yeah, so Katie, do you understand what I'm saying when I'm talking about the opinion piece of this? Is that in these sections, these adequacy sections, I think that's what you're talking about, but really it's when you are building an argument. You're looking at the results, for example, in this section. So results are going to be what, guys? What are you looking for? Well, you're looking for tables, graphs. What are they saying the major findings are in the narrative, the paragraph under results? You're looking at all those things and you're saying, okay, they reported this was the major finding. This is the major result of the study. And where are you going to, how are you going to think about that? Back to the research questions. What were the variables they identified in their questions? What were their hypotheses? What did they predict was going to happen? And from that, you're going to say, hey, these are the major things they found. Or maybe you say, these are the things they couldn't find. They were wrong. Their hypotheses were wrong. They're going to tell you that in the results section. They're going to show you that in graphs and bar charts and data tables and things like this. Then after you kind of state what the results were, below that you're going to have to start building arguments of why the results were adequate. Why or why not? And again, it can be the case, guys, that they can be good results. You just have to tell me why they're good. I doubt you're going to find a lot of people levying like really critical arguments because these are well-written papers. But it is also okay to say, hey, they included, let's stick with the results. Like, I'm just thinking off the top of my head here, the altruism paper. I'm sure many of you are going to write that that diagram showing the structured equation model is awesome. Like, it's good. It clearly shows the correlations. It shows the relationship between variables. It's strong. It's very easy to understand. Conversely, I wonder if the stress folks, if they will have some problems. I wonder if they're going to say there's a lack of diagrams or bar charts. So, yeah. So you're gonna, yeah, it makes more sense. Good, Katie. Good. Let's see. Let me go back up. I want to make sure I'm not leaving anybody out here. Oh, Tiffany Lehman. Okay, gotcha. Okay, where are we submitting the papers? Let me address that. So, and I want to make sure I did this for every class. So, I should have set all the drop boxes. So where you'll turn your paper in, and I'm in the Northview section right now, but I will double check the others as soon as I look at this one. Under assessments and Dropbox, you'll see the article review paper Dropbox. It's the same place where you turned in your outline, your draft initially to me that we worked on in class. Same thing. So let me make myself a student here. So I go to assessments Dropbox. I click on the article review paper Dropbox. And then I simply add a file right here. I click add file. I navigate on my Mac. I don't know. I'm just going to grab a document here. Let's say I have a document here. And someone brought this up to me the other day in class. They're like, Terry, what kind of documents? Let's say I want to this is my file right here. I want to drag this Word document over. Drop it. You'll see it show up right here. The format, whether it's a PDF file, a Docs file, I know a lot of you are coming from Google Docs, right? So you're writing this in Google Docs. So let's do that as well. To get it into Google Docs, a lot of you have already done this. I just want to reiterate this, is that, let's go here. You would have to first, save the file from Google Docs down to a place where you could upload it. So I just go download, and I would check one of these formats. And in particular, I would probably choose like PDF or Word document. I think the only one to really stay away from in this would be like EPUB, webpage, and ODT. I don't think those are really good formats. So try to stick to Word document, PDF, plain text, rich text, all those work. I'll save it as a Word document. It'll download. Should have downloaded. Do it again. Download. Do it as a PDF this time. It's downloaded as a PDF. I'll save it. Now it's here. And this is a Mac. I'm sure your PC would be slightly different. But it's in my downloads folder. So now I could just go back to here, and I could add that file. Watch. I could say upload. I could navigate to where the file is located, which is under downloads. Here it is. And just drag it over. And when you're finished uploading, open there. I uploaded it twice. Let me take one of those off. When you're finished uploading, you just click add at the bottom, and at the very bottom you hit submit. And when you hit submit, you will see this nice green confirmation at the bottom. You will get an email saying that it's submitted properly, and then you're done. What I'm going to do, just to make it easier, when when it's actually due, the paper is due, don't forget that as you guys log in now every week, that you're going to see I'm going to have an announcement every week. It's like I say right here. It says, be sure to complete all tasks, course information, and content module for this week, March 16th through 22nd. So you'll follow my directions. You'll go up here, course information, content. You'll scroll down to that module, March 16th through 22nd, and there will be a series of tasks for you to complete this week, right? This week I have a video, PowerPoint, reading quiz, discussion board. I have an exam review document because we're taking an exam next week online, and I have a Kahoot review session this Sunday at 4 Eastern I'll be doing with you guys. So you'll kind of go through this list. Well, guess what? Next week, the week of the 29th, and the 29th is the next Sunday, right? One of these little tasks here will be a link directly to the Dropbox, and it will say, turn in your article review paper here. So that's how you will turn it in. I promise, Lane, I will make it very obvious where to turn it in. I will be sending that out, in the announcement section. So I think everyone will be up to date and ready to roll with that. So for Katie and Tiffany and Paige, I know that Lane was here yesterday, but do you have, I know this is the first time I've got to chat with you guys, since everything shut down. Everything going okay? I mean, in terms of just accessing the course, you're very welcome. You're very welcome, Lane. Is everything going okay just with the way you access the course? Does it make sense the way we're doing things now? For those new folks, that have joined us this morning, this module section, I want this to be really easy for you guys. I literally want you to log in every week, see a module, and be like, okay, check, 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 check. Done this, done this, done this. Done. Like, I've satisfied everything Terry wants me to do. I'm good. Next week, good. Everything's going great. Next week is going to be a challenging week because we have an exam and we have the paper next week. So you got 2 big assessment points coming next week. And the exam is going to be different than what you know, because before we would take our exams right in class on paper. It won't be that way. It'll be an e-learning. It'll be like a big reading quiz. Think of it that way. It'll be like a big reading quiz, but it will be timed. So you'll have 50 questions, all multiple choice, true, false. I'm not naive. You're taking it from home. I'm sure you'll have notes in a book. So for that reason, it must be timed. So it will be 50 questions in 40 minutes. That will give you time to look up a few, but not all, or at least not most. So that's why it has to be that way. So we got to do that. But the cool thing about the exam is it'll open Monday, and it'll be just like a reading quiz. You could take it at Monday at 12:01 a.m. all the way to Sunday at 11:59 p.m. Like, you'll have that entire time frame to be able to take the exam. So it won't be a big deal. I've been giving more thought to, after yesterday, after talking with some students in the chat yesterday, I've been giving some more thought about how I'm going to do the streams next week. And the students yesterday made the argument, I think a good one. They're like, hey, Terry, we still want you to talk about the PowerPoints. Like, could you talk about the PowerPoints in the stream? And so what I'm going to do is on Mondays, I'm going to devote most of Monday to talking about again, 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm going to basically do a lecture at you guys over the topic for that week. I'm going to have the PowerPoint up. I'm going to be in chat. I'm going to be talking, and I'm going to be looking for questions in the chat like I'm looking now. And we're going to I'll show videos possibly in YouTube. So it'll be weird. We'll have a bit of inception. You'll be watching this on YouTube, and I'll be showing YouTube videos, but It works. I've done it before. So it'll be like our normal class, right? And I'll save it. So Mondays will almost be like a lecture day going forward, okay? Then on Tuesdays, it'll be more like an office hours, question and answer, and at least next week paper. Like next week on Tuesday, almost entirely paper is what it's going to be about. So that's my kind of my plan going forward. One day I would do like more of a regular class with you guys for about an hour. And then on Tuesdays, I would do more like office hours to answer questions and help you out with stuff. So I think that's the way things are going to go moving forward. But like I know I put on the stream today that I would stream from 8 to 11. That's not happening. Like 3 hours is just insane. I think we'll just sit here twiddling our thumbs. But an hour format I think works pretty well. Other questions you guys have for me? Are you feeling okay? Family okay? You guys doing well? I saw we had our first reported case of COVID-19 in our county yesterday. It's a little scary. Let me see. I wonder what the count is on the CDC website. Let's go look together. Let's see what the count's up to. I'm sure it's over 4,000 at this point. Nationwide, I mean. That's yesterday, though. The 16th is yesterday. I heard this morning over 4,000. So that's scary stuff, guys. Let's see. Oh, thank you, Tiffany. Oh, the Dropbox still says, okay. So that's what I was talking about earlier. Thank you for that. Let me do this real quick. So this one's definitely the 29th. Come on, Terry. Get your stuff together. This one's definitely the 29th. Let me double check. No, it's not. Okay. That's the problem. I thought I changed it already in this class. Let me do that real quick. Let me make myself not a student so I can actually change stuff. That would be helpful. All right, let me change this one. Oh, I see what's going on. The due date still says the 29th, but the Dropbox was set to the. This should make it a little. Yeah, there we go. And let me check the other two classes as well, real quick. You guys are getting some behind the scenes course development here this morning. And I'll do this if you have other questions, please ask them. Okay, that one is set for the 29th. Okay, good. One more section, just make sure. Here. 29th. Okay, good. It was just, sorry, Tiffany. It was just for your class. Is the only one I didn't set the due date correctly. It still would have allowed you to submit it, but that's a moot point. Like I should have changed that. So my apologies. But I'm going to edit the announcement today. Just to talk about a couple things next week about how the streaming is going to be different than this week, kind of what's going to happen, when it's going to happen, what time. And then I'll also mention that the paper, of course, you got the two big things next week, exam and paper. And also that the Kahoot review is going to be this Sunday. So I'm going to send out a big broadcast email. I think that's maybe the best way to do it. Do you guys notice the announcements pretty well when I make them? Does it get your attention? I guess is my question to you. Let me go back to the course for a second. This right here, this announcement section, do you guys notice it when I make these? I think it gives you a little notification bell up here on the right whenever I do that, but I don't know if that's as attention grabbing as an email sent to you. I mean, I'm going to post announcements every week because I want, when people log in, I want them to see that first and foremost. But I wonder, to get people's attention, if an email is just a better option sometimes. Getting back to, hey, Coot review session this Sunday, paper due next week. This is how we're going to do streams next week, exam next week. I think I'm going to send that out in an email. But I'd love to get your feedback on it. What do you guys think? I have to remember not to yawn too loudly, or you're sitting in your own house streaming. You have to be careful about your behaviors. Everything's heard and projected out to the internet. Emails that's what I was thinking, Lane. I mean, I think they're both good, but I'm definitely I appreciate you saying that. So I think that's the way I'm gonna communicate out to students. Okay. I'm good. Good. Sounds like emails and Tiffany, I'm gonna do both. I'm gonna have a weekly, like I said, weekly post every week, but I'm gonna send out emails for urgent stuff. Does that make sense? Hey, ding ding ding, don't forget to do this, don't forget to do that. This is more like the news is more like, hey, this is our week. Welcome to a new week. This is our week. This is what you should be working on. And then when I need to kick you guys in the butt and say, don't forget to do this, I'll use emails. Very cool. Well, what else? I don't want to waste you guys' time. What else would you guys like to talk about today? I'm not going to lecture at you today. I'll answer any questions. I'm going to start that next week at the streaming times where I think more people can be here. But I think I have the setup pretty well ironed out. My software crashed on me this morning, and it did so yesterday too. It's a software called OBS, Open Broadcast Software. It's how I'm able to grab my screen and my webcam and different things and feed them all to YouTube at one time. Other than that, it seems to be going okay. But we can recover from a crash and start the stream up again. Not a big deal. Okay. I want to see a few of you dropped out. We're down to 3, which is fine. But if there are no more questions, I'll go ahead and end the stream this morning. I'm going to start it back up again at 10:40-ish. I'm going to start up another one, just in case the Sevier County High School students, because that's when I would normally meet them, if some more of them are up and awake, I'm definitely going to start another stream around that time. Yep, Mondays will be lecture day. Yep, 11 a.m. 11 a.m. I'll have a lecture for you guys over that week's content. And hey, Tiffany, I want it interactive. So show up, ask questions, participate, just like you do in class. Hey, maybe we even get more participation because you guys are behind the keyboard and you could just be very aggressive in your questions. But Mondays will be like a lecture day. And then Tuesdays would be more like office hours helping you through stuff day. At the end of Mondays, I will have a little section where I'm like, okay, are there any kind of questions I can answer real quick? But then on Tuesdays is where it will be almost just free form and open. And don't forget too, guys, that I'm pretty sure these videos are saved as vlogs, like on the channel. So like you can go back and watch. If you happen to miss, let's say you happen to miss a Monday, Tiffany, you sleep in or you're not able to come, it would be there, vlogged. So it would be video logged and you'd be able to see it. Let's go here for a second. If I just go to the YouTube channel. All right, so I'm on my YouTube channel page, and you see under uploads, see these previous uploads all saved here. So what I'll start doing is like next week, like today it says Tuesday office hours 8 to 11, right? Not going to be 8 to 11. Next Monday, what it will say is most likely it'll say something like Monday, it's like Psych 10:30, Monday 11 a.m. to 12, Human Development Lecture. And after the stream is over, it will be, will cognition be on the exam? Let me finish my thought. So it'll be saved there, right? So the exam will only be over 3 chapters. Consciousness, learning, and memory. So to answer your question, no. Cognition will not be on this exam. Oh, and it's okay. You don't have to promise it being the last one. You can ask as many questions as you want. So does this look doable to you guys? Like whenever I finish, and I'll even work on this too. I'll work on this. I might work on where the thumbnail has like something relevant to the lecture. I'll do my best. We'll see. But it definitely, I'll change the title of the thumbnail. So it'll say like lecture or something on it. If I keep looking right, it's only because my other laptop is right. So I'm able to kind of monitor chat. So it's not like I don't want to look at you guys. I don't want you to think that. All right. Well, everyone's being silent. I'm assuming silence means that you're all squared away. You're all good. So I'm going to go ahead and end now. We've been at it for about 45 minutes. I'll shut the stream down, and then I'm going to relaunch it around 10:50, and maybe we'll get some more severe county students in around that time, and I can answer maybe some more questions for them. But if not, you guys be safe and take care of each other. Wash your hands, all that good stuff. Try to stay inside if you can. Avoid big crowds. I've seen a lot of really selfish statements on the internet the last few days. Really frustrates me. People almost speaking as though those that are immune compromised or old don't count. Like they can just live their lives and that younger people can just do what they want. Like, screw it. And I think that's so selfish. Just disheartens me. So you guys be safe, take care of each other, try to stay, I know this sucks to be socially isolated so much, but reach out to me via email. In fact, I see my little email indicator right here. I can't check them on stream because that would be disclosing people's private information. But as soon as the stream's over, I'll be checking emails. I'm checking them all the time. If you struggle, let me know. I'm here for you. And we're going to get through this together. So don't stress about it. We're going to ebb and flow as we need to make sure everyone's successful. But you still got to put in the work. So just put in the work. Keep moving forward. With that, I bid you guys farewell. I will see you on the next stream. You guys have a nice rest of your morning.